Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Something I've covered over the years has been the AKIRA live-action remake, because this is quite near and dear to my heart. I absolutely love and adore the AKIRA anime film. I think it's an incredible film. Not something I want to see translated to live action, I'm not going to lie. But there is some interesting stuff in this. This is Albert Hughes. He was on board as one of the directors across AKIRA's many iterations. And he just came out and revealed a whole bunch of stuff. It was very, very interesting. Now, this is an article over on filmstories.co.uk, and they've compiled it because this was Albert Hughes appeared on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. I'm not going to listen to that. We're going to take it from here and then cover it for you guys like this. It makes better sense doing it like that. So hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. And as a quick aside, yeah, my voice is weird. Yeah, I'm very sick. I'm powering on through for you. Sorry, my voice is so weird. Can't do anything about it, unfortunately. I wish I could. Let's put it that way. Now, we have this statement here. You know, when you think of the phrase development hell, yeah, AKIRA is one of those projects. It absolutely is a development hell movie. Warner Brothers has had the rights for a very long time. 2 decades. 20 years. 20 years they've had the rights. I'm surprised it's not reverted back. What a terrible rights deal the creator signed away. There's been lots of big name directors, officially, unofficially, attached to this movie. Jordan Peele, Taika Waititi, Justin Lin, Daniel Espinosa, Stephen Norrington, David Sandberg, Ruari Robinson, Juan Colette Serra, Albert Hughes. I mean, there's just many. Many, many, many. And lots of people have just said this is unfilmable. And I think it is to a degree. Now, this article says, well, it's unfilmable for 2 reasons. So the story's themes itself, obviously linked to Japan's status as history's only victim of an atomic bomb, meaning that removing the tale from Japan robs it of all the rich context that made the original AKIRA so meaningful, which is actually one thing which Warner Brothers really wanted to do, was set it in the Western world. No thanks. No thank you. But they also say a production of this size would need movie stars familiar to Western audiences to support it. And Warner Brothers will remember all too well claims of whitewashing that plagued Paramount's Ghost in the Shell, even though Japanese people couldn't give a shit about that, but whatever. It is what it is. Now, what did Albert Hughes have to say about it? Because he was attached to this for some time. So he's been reflecting on it. When he was on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, he says, I was deep. The dirty little secret on that is they tried it many times. They were 9 million in by the time I got on. Jesus. 9 million. This is the thing. This is the amount of money they spend on nothing. We learnt that, I think Netflix has scrapped the live action, or Sony. I think it was Netflix. The live action He-Man movie. And they're like $90 million deep on that. And it's just $90 million down the drain. I had another 3 million on the project. So they're in 12 million right now. I had a production designer, a whole office, previs, and it all came down to, you know, this BS stuff in town, like, oh, the right casting. And it's like, well, AKIRA is the name, it's the IP. They were scared to make it, and you could smell it after a while. But then why did you get the rights? You know, it's like, well, why did you get me involved? And this is after he was on the Book of Eli, when Warner Brothers opened up the vault, and they said, what do you want? I said, I want AKIRA. So I was on that for a little under a year, and I started smelling that coffee. I'm like, they're not really ready to make this. They're using the excuse of casting, but that's BS, you know? Then, you know, the whitewashing thing comes into play, like, are we going to hire Asian actors or white actors? And, like, I'm not trying to get involved in all that. I'm fine with doing the original the way the original needs to be done, and I think the IP is bigger than any one actor. Yes, this is someone that gets it. But at the time, that was 2011. I did some really cool previs though. I had some fun doing that and redesigning the bike. Now, on the topic of the bike, this was a big point of contention for Albert Hughes. Big point of contention, actually. So this is an article over on Screen Rant. And he got a massive argument with BMW over the bikes. Good on you, Albert Hughes. Good on you. So again, same podcast, Happy Sad Confused. Hughes discussed why the live-action AKIRA motorcycles caused a fight with BMW. It's amazing. The director explained that when looking at vehicles, he was unable to come to an agreement with the designer, who ended up insulting the concept art. Okay. This is, I mean, they're pretty particular looking vehicles. They're one of the cool sort of keystone points of the anime and manga. So he says the following: I had to go to BMW in Munich and sit down with an American guy who's the head kind of concept designer, and me and him get into a rumble. Like, we're literally arguing with each other because he's trying to introduce this new technology that he's trying to put into the vehicles, and I'm like, no, this is what I want right here. I just want your emblem. Like, can you just sign off on this? Because I want... So he's put his dick on the table and my dick's on the table, and I'm like, fuck this. I get up and walk out the production. Albert, you go back in there and just calm down. I go. But this guy trying to put some bullshit on us because he wants to sell some other motorcycles that have nothing to do with the movie. And then he starts insulting the concept art, and I'm like, okay, I've had it. I'm out of here. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely incredible. Didn't you think? Now, unfortunately, and I do say unfortunately, Taika Waititi is currently set to direct live-action AKIRA movie. Not very excited about that, not going to lie. There is speculation that he's probably not happening anyway. Because in 2021, he mentioned his plans to get the project underway. And there's been no updates since, at all. That is allegedly, well, at the time now anyway, that was going to be his next film. So, yeah, and obviously his, his shine is waning in Hollywood as well. So, yeah, I don't know. But it is fascinating. It is absolutely fascinating. And look, I don't really care much about Albert Hughes as a director, but he at least seemed to understand, what it is that makes an AKIRA film an AKIRA film. So I thought I'd bring you this video. What do you guys think? I think this basically implies that this film was never happening. Ever. And if it is, it will be a shell of what it should be. Sadly. So leave your thoughts down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.